Score in that game was Torrey Kersey with 16 points. Now, in looking at this one, I've been reading up on this team, Huntsville, the boys team, and they got some pretty big dudes. They got some size. Now, just right off the bat, they got somebody that's 6'3", 6'2", 6 foot, and then 6'1", and they got a lot of 5'11s, and then some 5'10s. They got some size on them.
Yeah, and I
think
that
could be a factor.
The one name we made sure to underline was Sean McCone. If you watch the football games, you've heard that name. Sean McCone, their point guard, is also their starting quarterback.
He's quarterbacking the offense now in basketball.
Yeah, he's a multi-sport athlete, so you're probably going to hear his name a lot. I know they like to run a lot of their offense through him. I wouldn't say not necessarily, he's going to put up the most points per game, but he definitely still leads their offense.
Hopefully he won't get sacked tonight.
I feel like most of the plays run through him.
And I'm going to have to stop y'all right there because we're going to get the starting lineups from both teams. I believe we're going to get Huntsville's first.
Correct.
Huntsville is led by head coach Grant Myrick. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Myrick. I don't quote me on that last name. Huntsville. I think you already said Huntsville's 14-6, and they're 6-0 in conference.
Just like us, Brody.
Hey,
just like us. One of these teams is not going to leave this game undefeated in conference.
That is very true.
One of these teams is going to move to 7-0, and one of them, is going to be 6-1.
And I think we're going to get the Huntsville starting lineups first.
Announced by the booming voice
of Steve
Coach Morgan.
Number 10, Sean McCone. Number 11, Clint Eaton. Number 12, Marpin Bachwit. Number 20, Kent Mays. And lastly, number 32, Bo Welchel. And now we're going to get your Farmington Cardinal starting lineups. Number 0, Danny Valenzuela. Number 10, Jalen Montez. Number 23, Jaden Whitmore. And number 32, Will Pridmore. And lastly, number 50, Austin Shelley.
And your Lady Cardinals are coached by Bo Thompson, assisted by Spencer Hulse, and the great Coach Simmons.
And I think we're going to see Will and Welchel are going to take the tip. 32 versus 32. And the Cardinals win the tip. And it looks like Whitmore is going to take it across the timeline, guarded at number 12. And that pass is off the mark. I think it was intended to Jalen Montez. It's going to be inbounded by McCones.
Now Huntsville, again, they are kind of quarterbacked, so to speak, by McCone. But they like their big men. I've read up on them. Mays and Welchel each. They kind of run the offense through them So it'll be interesting to see how they incorporate him tonight. Obviously, McConnell tried to get him the ball. Wasn't too successful there. But it'll be interesting.
The Cardinals get the steal, and they try to go down and get the layup, but it's stolen by the Eagles. And it looks like the Eagles are going to go to the free throw line with 2 shots. At the line is number 20, Kent Mays.
Student section was letting McCone have it there on that last play.
I don't think they agreed with that call.
First points of the game is going to go to Huntsville.
Congratulations to Kent Mays. You have scored the first 2 points of the game. I bet he'll remember that for the rest of his life.
Whitmore is going to take the ball, top of the key, pass it over to Valenzuela, and big Austin Shelley takes the post move for an easy basket.
Shelley, I think it lists him as 6'7". He can really, he's a force down there in the paint.
And even though he's listed as 6'7", which I can testify he's most certainly a lot taller than I am at 5'10", he can be silky smooth, man. Did you see right down there? He caught the pass, faked one way, but actually spun around to the inside, put that shot right up on the glass. And let me tell you, the bank is open tonight.
Yes, sir. And I think it was the P. Ridge game. He had like 25, 26 points. The crowd was just yelling, "Feed it to the big fella," and that's what they did, and they ended up winning by a fairly comfortable margin, I think.
And that was one area where I feel like Shelley's really grown. Last year, he was just kind of there for the rebounds and the defensive parts of the game. Well, this year, he's really worked on his offensive side of the game, and he can put up points on you if you're not careful.
And Whitmore's going to pass it over the corner to Valenzuela. Montez at the top. Pridmore with the ball back over to Whitmore. Cardinals moving the ball around. Pridmore with the shot. It's off the back inside of the rim. And Welchel gets the rebound. McCone's going to pass it up to Marpin. Marpin kind of juggles the pass. Valenzuela guarding McCone. Marpin's going to go for the three, and it is good. And that takes the score to 2 Cardinals, 7 Eagles with 5:31 left in the first quarter.
It's all good, though. They don't need to get rattled. I mean, Huntsville, they have attacked so far, but I think they just need to settle down and play their game.
Austin Shelley tries to go up for the layup, and it goes off the back inside part of the rim. Marpin's going to have a nice inside pass to Welchel, and he's going to go in for the shot. And I don't think Coach Thompson likes that. He's going to take a timeout. I'm Brody Hill, joined with Ori Phillips and Dallas Walker. This is Farm Cards Live Sports Network, and we'll be right back. And we're back, Cardinal fans, after that timeout by Coach Thompson. Shelley's going to inbound the ball to Vollmer.
Vollmer just went in for Whitmore. Yeah.
He's guarded by Marpin.
That was a close one there. I thought for a second it was going to be out on Vollmer, but I guess he saw something we didn't because he didn't hesitate to get that one.
It was pretty clear that, I think, who was that? Yeah, Marpin.
Yeah.
He touched it.
Shelley's going to get double teamed. He passes over to Pridmore, and Montez takes the three, and it is good.
I think that Huntsville's taken notice that Pridmore, if you leave him open, he will score.
Yep.
Now, they left Montez open there because he's good from three. But Pridmore, I think they're going to try a lot to cover him tonight. He's a double figures threat just about every night.
Cone with the shot. It is no good off the inside of the rim. Not Valenzuela. Montez is down the court. And Huntsville tries to steal the ball, but it goes the other way to your Cardinals.
I would say it's a good thing that we ended up getting the ball back, because to me that looked like at least one, if not several, kicked ball violations.
Well, in that situation, I mean, I think Montez should have maybe slowed it down. Now, obviously, it didn't turn out catastrophic, but it was 2-on-1, and he had two people in front of him. It's not likely you get that. So,
right.
I don't know, maybe take a step back, slow it down a little bit.
I think he tried to do that, and tried to dribble it behind him, and that's when it ended up getting stuck.
I mean, he was ahead of him, but the pass was slow.
Right.
And the Cardinals got to travel just a while back later, and it goes to Huntsville. Ball goes out of bounds for the Cardinals. Mays is going to inbound the pass to Welchel. Marpin takes the shot. It's off the mark. And it is rebounded by Eaton. But the Cardinals get the ball.
A little bit of a confusing, messy play there, but Cardinals end up with the ball.
Montez is wide open. They got to play better.
And it seems like to me the Cardinals are a little timid on the three-point line. It seems like they're open for the shot, but they're hesitating to take it.
Well, they waited a little too long to pass it to Montez, and by the time he got the ball, he was wrapped up like a pig in a blanket.
Looked like Pridmore got a bump right there.
Tony Mayo's going to check in for Montez.
I think opposite to the Berryville game last week.
They got to control the tempo better.
These refs haven't really called anything. We've got one foul on Pridmore so far, and that's about it. But it looked like there was a few plays in there where they should have called something.
Walmer passes it all the way over to Pridmore with the three, and it's off the mark.
Nice
Shelley,
save.
I don't think he was out of bounds. That's a close call right there.
Know. I think he was in, at least to me, from this angle, it looked like he was going up, and he still was in there.
Anyways, the referee saw something, so it's going to go the other way.
And then again, that's in the far corner, so I could be wrong.
Marpin's going to take the ball up.
If that save had been made, that would have been money right there, because Pridmore, nobody was on him.
Back to Marpin. Eaton takes the three-point shot, and that's going to be off. Pridmore with the rebound. He's going to walk the ball over the timeline. He's going to be double-teamed by Welchel and Mays. That ball is off the mark, but it's touched by a Huntsville Eagle, and it's going to come back to the Cardinals.
And a good thing for Huntsville, I think had Vollmer got to that, he had plenty of time and plenty of room to take that shot.
Shelley's going to inbound it. Going to get to Pridmore in the corner. Back out to Vollmer. Vollmer's going to try to drive in. Some really physical defense by the Huntsville Eagles, but the pass inside goes to Tony Mayo, and he gets the easy bucket over the Eagles. And that makes the score 7-9. The Cardinals are down by 2 with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first quarter.
Another relatively low-scoring game, at least in the first quarter. I mean, I think, again, like the ladies' game, you'll see more points later on, but at the moment, the defenses have been pretty tight.
Huntsville's moving the ball around. Goes back to Eaton. He passed that back to Marpin. It's going to go inside for Mays. And Eaton's going to get it to Welchel. Back out to Eaton. Huntsville's just passing the ball around. Mays takes it back out to Marpin. Cardinals playing some good defense, and they get the steal. Vollmer's going to pass it over to Pridmore, and Pridmore's going to go in for the layup. And that is a hard foul. That's an and one for your Cardinals.
They have a chance to take the lead, and it appears that somebody's slow to get up. I think that's Welchel.
Looks like Pridmore is going to get one shot to make it a three-point play at the line.
Welchel injured his nose.
Maybe take the lead, but it looks like one of the Huntsville Eagles is injured.
He just motioned to come off the floor. I think it's a nose injury, so that's what he was grasping.
Welch's going to come off.
Pretty physical play. He probably took an elbow or something to the nose. Hope he's all right.
I think he landed flat on his nose.
Hope he didn't break it.
Hope he's all right.
I don't think so. He wasn't bleeding. But. Huntsville's going to take timeout.
If you don't mind, it's only a 30-second timeout, so I would suggest
we'll stay right here, yeah.
But I don't know if you remember, just a second ago, it was us calling the timeout because we were down 2-9, and I think Coach Thompson may have made some good adjustments because right now we're on a 7-0 run, and suddenly it's a tight game with the opportunity to take the lead 10-9 after we come back with the free throw from Pridmore.
Yeah, I think Farmington's done a better job, controlling the tempo, making some key defensive stops, forcing mistakes. Overall, they've just been playing a lot more well-rounded in the past 2 minutes than they did in the first 4.5. It appears that, Welchel is going to come out. He's talking to the trainers.
It looks like number 25, Slater Watkins, is going to check into the game. And Will's going to get his free throw.
Chance to take the lead right here.
Make it a 3-point play. It's off the back of the rim, and Huntsville gets the rebound. McCone's going to take the ball down the court. He's going to pass outside to Marpin. He's going to do some dribble moves, take it back up top. Back over to McCone. McCone hesitates to take the shot. He's guarded by Valenzuela. Balmer guards Marpin. McCone takes this shot, and it is good. And that makes the score 9-12. Your Cardinals down by 3 with 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Inside pass to Tony Mayo, and that one is off. Huntsville gets the rebound. And it looks like the Eagles might hold the ball for a last-second shot to end out the quarter. Or they may not take a shot at all.
No, they're going to take a shot.
I think in a game close like this, you got to take any shot you can get.
They could make it a 2-possession game if they hit something here. That's something you probably want headed at the end of the first quarter. But it appears Farmington will leave the first quarter. I mean, they came back. They made a nice run, but they're going to leave this quarter with single digits. Just got to improve efficiency on offense.
And an acrobatic mid-range two from McCone to end out the first quarter. And we're going to take a quick break. This is Farm Cards Live Sports Network. I'm Brody Hill. We'll be right back. And we're back, Cardinal fans. I'm joined here with Ori Phillips and Dallas Walker. It's the start of the second quarter. Your Cardinals are down by 5. They score 19-14. And it looks like the Cardinals are going to go with basically the same squad from the last quarter. Same for the Eagles. Marvin's going to pass it over to Eaton. He's going to pass it right back. He's going to drive inside, pass it out to Eaton. The Cardinals get a steal. Balmer's going to take the ball up. He's guarded by Marpin. Some physical defense by the Eagles. Pass inside
Valenzuela wide open. I mean, it would have been a tough pass to make, but he was just standing there waving his arms.
Unfortunately, I think he was on the other side of the court. He was kind of in Shelley's blind spot.
And that's off the back of the rim. Cardinals get the rebound. And that's one of those shots the Cardinals don't need to give up, but luckily the Eagles were off the mark. Going to go to the top of the key to Mayo, right back to Balmer. Oscar got the ball in the corner. Valenzuela takes the shot, and it is good. He drains it, and that takes the score to 12 Farmington Cardinals, 14 Eagles, and that takes it your Cardinals within 2.
In a game like this, you do want to get the ball in the hands of your shooters. Pridmore and Valenzuela would probably be the ones I'd be looking to. Montez as well. Shelley on the inside. I mean, we've got a vast array of scores, but especially Pridmore.
Marpin at the top. He's going to pass it back out to Eaton. Eagles passing the ball around. And tried to pass it inside to Welcher, but that pass is deflected. And Marpin with the 3, and that goes in. Make the score 12-17 with your Cardinals down.
Unfortunately, I think that one may have backfired. It was a good tip.
And that's
but
he's got it again. And the Cardinals are making some mistakes early.
He's got 8 of their 19 points. He's making it down the court. Good effort on both sides.
Bulmer's going to drive.
Shelley's take the mid-range shot.
Taking the shot, and that's off the back of the rim. And the Cardinals, luckily, get the rebound. Bulmer's going to pass it over to Pridmore. And that pass was a little too contested. There was one in front of Shelley and one behind him.
They just got to slow it down. They can't get panicked in this situation.
Yeah, I understand what he was trying to go to Shelley, who would have had a good percentage shot, but he was a little crowded in there. And yes, he's 6'7", but that's still a tough pass to make.
There's no shot clock, so take the time, just find the right shot.
And Jaden Whitmore and Marquavian Watson are going to check in. And Bulmer and Mayo are going to go take a seat. Inside pass to Welchel. Welchel tries to get it to number
They said that
20 Mays.
Farmington tipped it.
They said that Farmington tipped it, but I didn't see a Farmington touch.
But we're upstairs. They're 5 feet away, so I don't know.
Unfortunately, I was looking at the scoreboard, so I can't give you my feedback.
They inbounded to Marpin. Marpin's getting heavily guarded by Pridmore. Quay has got McCone. Back out to Eaton. Over to the corner to Watkins. My apologies. It's Welchel.
He went back in the game. Obviously, whatever was ailing him does not anymore.
Shelley's going to inbound the pass to Quay. Quay's going to take it across the half-court line. He's guarded by Marpin. Pridmore over the corner to Whitmore. Whitmore dribbles it around. Quay tries to get it inside to Austin. But there's a foul on Shelley.
Huntsville's doing a good job getting a hand in there, swatting the ball. Much like the Lady Cardinals were doing, just script is flipped.
I feel like the Cardinals are trying to force it to Shelley a little too much. They can share the wealth like we talked about in the girls' game. They don't have to just force it to one person. They have talent all around. So they really should look to other targets, try and open Shelley up more, and then go back to him.
He's a big guy, and I said that Huntsville's got size, but they don't really have any of their size players really in the game. They aren't rotating them. So Shelley's got a very big size advantage on them. But that in itself does not make it exactly the best situation, just forcing the ball every play, especially if it's not a crystal clear shot.
Eagles get the rebound. Eaton's at the top, guarded by Mayo. McCone over to Marpin, guarded by Valenzuela. And a steal by Pridmore, and he gets fouled hard by Marpin. Mayo's going to inbound the pass to Whitmore. Whitmore's going to pass it to Valenzuela over in the wing. Valenzuela drives in and doesn't get the shot, but the ball goes the other way, and the Eagles gain the ball.
They're going to call a foul on Tony Mayo. I didn't see what that was for. I guess it must have been in the rebounding scuffle.
Mays inbounds it to McCones. McCones is going to slowly take the ball over the timeline. He's guarded by Marquavian Watson. Passes out at the corner to Watkins. Watkins is heavily guarded by Mayo. Passes it out to Eaton. Eaton goes out to Mays to the corner to Watkins. And the Cones tries to get inside for the inside pass and for the layup, but doesn't get the pass. It's off the mark, and the ball's going to go the other way to the Cardinals.
Cardinals really need to work something and get it going right here before the half ends.
Nothing's bigger at this point than getting on a run right before half, get that momentum.
Right, you wouldn't want to go into the game or go into halftime with 7 or more point deficit.
I mean,
at least chop that down by a few.
The Lady Cardinals, they had it pretty close with Huntsville through much of the game, but once they got that rally in at the end of the first half, they kind of broke away. It propelled them to.
And there's a must make for the Cardinals.
Unfortunately, his toes are just barely over the line, and it's a 2 instead of a 3.
Only a 2.
Nonetheless, the basket does a lot of good.
Takes the shot, and it is good. And that's one of the things the Cardinals are going to have to take away is that three-point threat from the Eagles. Pridmore is going to go inside and pass to Valenzuela.
And one.
There's a foul, and that's going to be an and one, and send him to the line for a three-point play.
Three-point play would be big right here, as it would essentially almost, if you will, undo that last 3. They're going to really have to try and catch up.
Make it a 2-possession game for the lead here.
Right. And that's not really something you want to play in the second half is catch up. First half is all right because you've got plenty of time, but.
And a must-need free throw is off the mark, rebounded by the Eagles. Marpin's going to take the ball down the court, guarded by Quay. He's going to pass it out to Eaton at the top of the key. Eaton's going to take the shot, and it's off the mark, rebounded by Valenzuela. Whitmore's going to pass it down to Mayo, and the pass is fumbled around and recovered by the Eagles.
Right now, I think it's the little mistakes that are killing us. Just those little things occurring every now and then. Just slightly inaccurate passes, bad timing. Nothing that we can't fix.
Just got to calm down. Realize, you know, you're at your home court. You got your student section yelling for you. It's all right.
Welchel checks in for the Eagles, and Eaton's going to go take a seat on the bench. And that last pass was deflected, and it goes out of bounds and goes the other way for your Cardinals. Way takes the ball, passes it all the way over to Whitmore. Whitmore's guarded by Watkins.
Whitmore had to climb the ladder for that one.
Pass it over the corner to Quay. Back to the top to Whitmore. And he tries to get the shot and gets it. No foul called there, but all is well.
Nifty little shot right there going up and in.
Get a stop here, and you have a good chance at going into this either with a tie game if you can convert again, or quite possibly at least with the 1-possession game.
And I know that McCone didn't make that shot, but that's one of those things you can't leave him open like that.
Excellent effort.
He's made all those shots tonight.
Excellent effort by Danny on that rebound.
He's not afraid to get in there and get his hands dirty to get that rebound. I know he stays beyond the three-point line a lot of the time, but he isn't afraid to go down there.
Will takes the shot from the corner. It's off, and the Eagles get the rebound. Cone is going to take it slow and possibly try to get a shot off before half, I'm assuming. Quay tries to get the steal. Marpin passes it over to Mays. Mays dribbles back out and gives it to the Cones. And Marpin is going to drive in, and he gets called for the travel.
Double dribble.
And it's going to go the other way. And it looks like Montez and Shelley are going to check in.
They want some size and a deep threat in there for the last shot.
Just Shelley.
I think there's
checking for Mayo.
Just some size.
2 options you got right here. You can either try and hold it till closer to the end. Either way, they're going to hold it closer to the end, but you're either going to try and take it with Shelley and pass it in. I hope you get a good look. Or, in my opinion, give it to the hot hand. Give it to Danny.
I think what they'll do is either Pridmore will try to give it to Shelley, or he'll just keep it himself.
It looks like that's what he's going to do. He's going to drive in and get the layup. With a
They're going to go to the half
step.
with a 1-possession game. That's what you want.
And that shot is over the backboard, and that's going to take us the halftime with the Cardinals only down by 2. Y'all got anything so we can take a break?
I don't have much. Just that would have been 2 had that been football. It would have been right through the uprights.
Yeah.
Just wrong sport. I know he plays football, but
I mean, Farmington's knocking on the door right now. They just got to get better on offense.
Yeah.
Make a few less mistakes.
A 2-point deficit's not that bad from where you look. Twice in the game they were down by 7. 1 point right there. I think their largest deficit was 8. And then, like I said, they need to make something happen before that half. And they kind of did that.
And they got the last shot and then got a defensive stop, so they're going in on a high note.
Yeah. And, you know, first half, even though we were ahead, Cardinals made some improvements and really strengthened their game. I think it's possible the guys do the same thing.
Well, I'm Brody Hill. I'm joined with Ori Phillips and Dallas Walker on Farm Cards Live Sports Network. And we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And we're back, Cardinal fans. After halftime, your Cardinals are down by 2 with a score of 20-22. I'm joined here with Corey Phillips and Dallas Walker. I think they're going to give you guys a little recap from the first half.
All right, so the score right now, 22-20. The Eagles are on top right now. Valenzuela's leading the team right now, scoring with 5, but, you know, Pridmore's got 4.
Montez has 3.
Montez got 3.
Whitmore has 4. Shelley has 2. That's the
that's
point
the bulk
total.
of our scoring.
Yeah, that's for the starting lineup. I know Mayo has a basket.
He's got a couple, I think. I think he has 4.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, basically they've been getting on runs in spurts, so to speak. They had a pretty bad start to the first quarter, but then they had a really nice end of the first quarter, start of the second. Then they kind of fell short again, and then they kind of got back on a run. Brought it down to 1 possession, but we'll see what they do here.
Right. I like what you said. Both teams kind of took turns going on runs. Huntsville would go on one. We'd answer that, and then kind of slow down once we got close. We brought it back to a tie game at 9. Because originally it was about, I think the first run, Huntsville went from 9-2. We brought it back to 9. We kind of went back and forth a little bit there. They brought it back, I believe it was 14-22, and we ended up bringing it back to 20-22. So it's going to be interesting to see if the mood is similar in the second half or if we see a different type of ball game.
Yeah, make of it what you will, but McCone and I think that's, Marpin, they've got 16 of their 22 points. That's 8 each. So we'll see what they do here.
Remember what's on the line, folks. Both teams are undefeated at 6-0 in conference play.
And Tony's going to start the half off right with an easy basket. He lofts it in, and now it's tied, 22-22. Marpin's going to take the ball, and he's going to drive in quick. And I think they got a foul on the Cardinals, but not a shooting foul. Cones is going to inbound it up to Mays. He's going to take the mid-range shot, and it's off the back of the rim. Whitmore is going to dribble the ball past the timeline. He's going to pass it over to Whitmore. Down slowly with the ball.
Montez faked him out there. Other than that, McCone was a little too jumpy.
And it looks like Welchel is going to have to come out of the game.
I think that's the same issue he had.
Yeah, I believe earlier it was his nose. Now this time it's his eyes.
He was reaching around his nose, though, so I don't know. Obviously, we don't have anybody down on the court to answer for us. I mean, maybe we could send Bunsgard on a run down there. I bet they would probably have a not-so-nice answer for us.
Oh. Cones is at the top. He's going to pass it over to Mays. Marpin's got the ball. He comes out of the corner.
I mean, obviously what's going on with Welchel isn't bad because he stayed in the game. So probably not a big deal. If it was a big deal to him, it's probably not a big deal to us.
Welchel drives in, and he gets the layup. And the Eagles take the lead by 2. Whitmore loses the ball.
Good foul, though. That's a good foul.
And that's a good foul, and the Eagles will have to reset, and they'll have to inbound it down their side of the court. And I think Marquavion Watson's going to check in for Whitmore. And number 20, Mays, is going to inbound it to Marpin.
That was a good foul, though, because if he hadn't borderline tackled him there, he'd have had a complete runaway to the basket. Right here now, he's actually just kind of worked for his shot.
4-point game, and Eaton takes the shot, and it's off. Rebounded by the Cardinals. Montez takes the ball. He's at the top. Passes over to Mayo. Inside to Pridmore. Back out the corner. Valenzuela takes the shot, and it's good. And those are the kind of wide open shots the Cardinals are going to have to take and drain.
Now we got the lead.
That's our first lead of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Unless we had like 2-0 at some point. I don't think we did, though.
Welch was guarded by Mayo. He passed it over to Marpin. Marpin takes the three, and it is off and goes behind the backboard. out of bounds, so it'll go the Cardinals' way.
I don't want to sound cliche or anything, but I do sense a slight momentum shift here. I mean, if you just look on the faces of some of the Huntsville guys out there, they're starting to get a little frustrated.
Yeah, I think you'd be right. Farmington, I'm assuming Coach Thompson said something to him. He's probably got on their case saying, hey guys, we need to step it up. We're making too many of our own mistakes.
Montez takes a shot and it's off. Pridmore gets the rebound and gets fouled. And he is going to go to the line for 2 shots and possibly make this a 3-point game.
And
this is the first one.
I apologize for my kind of random analogy. I just made this up in my head as I was eating these wonderful peanut M&Ms.
Uh-oh.
I just made the comment.
Don't say something you'll regret.
It's hard to get anywhere when you're stepping on your own foot. If you're trying to make a run like this, so to speak, in basketball, and you're tripping over your own feet, making mistakes, it's hard to really get anywhere. And I think that's one reason why these teams have been kind of back and forth, and nobody's really jumped out to a huge lead. Is because mental errors and silly mistakes.
I thought you were about to make some type of candy reference here, like make a joke about these peanut M&Ms.
Well, McCombs is going to go in for the rebound, and he gets it, and that's going to tie it up, 26-26 in the third quarter with 4:57 left. Quay's going to dribble and pass it to Pridmore. Pridmore's going to go in for the layup and gets it. And now it is 28-26 with your Cardinals up by 2. Marpin's going to take it across the timeline. He's guarded by Montez. He's going to pass it over to McCone at the top. He's guarded by Valenzuela. Eden's going to pass inside to Welchel. And there's a foul on the Cardinals. And the Eagles are going to have to inbound it.
McCone with the inbound.
Out to Marpin. He's guarded by Montez. Marpin drives in, passes out the corner to McCone. McCone takes the 3. And the Eagles go up by 1.
That's his 11th, 12th, and 13th points of the night. Well, I will say they've done a good job of limiting shots in the paint. It's come at the expense of leaving shots from long range. And I'd be lying if I said that wasn't an important factor.
And there's a foul on Kent Mays, and the Cardinals are going to have to inbound it. Pridmore is going to inbound it to Mayo and give it right back to Pridmore. He's getting double teamed by Welchel and Mays. I don't know why they're not calling the foul. That was pretty physical. Pass the corner to Valenzuela. And a 3 by Valenzuela. And the Cardinals go up by 2. Valenzuela is on fire tonight.
He's showing time and time again, leave him open, he'll make you pay.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier. He's kind of been our hot hand, probably our most reliable scorer of the night. But so far, we might have to lean on him a little bit more if it continues.
And there's a steal by the Cardinals, but it goes right back to the Eagles. McCone's going to take it across the timeline, pass the corner to Marpin.
And it's odd on that play. Usually McCone's on the other end of the play on that interception right there.
And McCone does a shimmy move inside, but doesn't come up with the layup.
On that last interception, he was displaying more cornerback flexibility than quarterback.
And there's a foul.
They're going to wave it off.
They said it occurred before the shot. Actually, they're going to say
they're going to get the free throws.
They're going to say it wasn't a shooting foul. So I think I disagree, but nonetheless, we still get to keep the ball.
Watkins is going to check in for Eaton. And Pridmore is going to inbound it over to Montez in the corner.
Valenzuela open again. There he is, he's right there.
Montez is taught back over to Pridmore. Inside to Quay. Quay back out to Pridmore. He's going to shoot the 3, and it's good. And your Cardinals are now up by 5 with a score of 34-29. And I think Huntsville is going to take the timeout. This is Farm Cards Live Sports Network, and we're going to keep it right here.
Yeah, so we got some scores here we're going to share real quick. So on the boys' side, there's not much. Ozark is leading Subiaco 29-27 at halftime. There is a game between Berryville and Prairie Grove tonight, so we'll see what they do there. Van Buren right now, last checked, was ahead of Bentonville West 5-3. On the women's side, Elkins beat West Fork 47-40. Russellville beat Siloam Springs 53-50. Bentonville West barely edged out Van Buren 42-40. Now this one originally, Morrilton had the lead 29-4 at halftime, I think, against Dardanelle, but they narrowed it down, but they still lost by a lot. 47-27 was the score there. Then Ozark beat Gravette on the ladies' side 40-33.
Now while we're here, before they quite come back, since we're experiencing some different systems and we're not able to run our commercials, I want to give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors. Just the ones I can think of off the bat. Arvest, Tony Satcheries, I believe Crosno Construction,
Buzz Electrical,
Buzz Electric, all those faithful sponsors. More to come. We'll list more maybe in the next timeout break. But thank you guys for helping out your local farmers.
We're back from the timeout, and it looks like both teams have the same squad as we did before the timeout. McCone's going to dribble the ball out. He's going to go around. He goes inside and doesn't get the shot, but the Cardinals get the rebound. Clay's going to take the ball over the half-court line. It's going to go over to Pridmore. Pridmore pump fakes. Go over to Valenzuela. He's wide open, and there's a three. And Valenzuela is still on fire. And your Farmington Cardinals take a lead with a score of 37-29, the biggest lead they've had all night. Marpin goes inside for the layup. And I don't know where I saw the contact. He went in there without any contest, and I don't know where that foul was called at.
I don't know, Brody, but let's talk about Valenzuela. After that last shot,
God, man, his face was red. Red hot game, though. Muy fuego. I mean, that guy, I feel like he's made everything he's put up tonight.
I think the Lady Cardinals and the boys team, they each do a really good job. They got such a wide variety of scores. Each night, like, there's been somebody on the boys' side that's come out. Like, last week against Berryville, it was Pridmore. He had 28, almost 30. Another game, Shelley, a few weeks ago, he had 25 against Pea Ridge. And then you got others like Montez, Valenzuela, like tonight. They just come alive.
Jalen Montez takes a three, and your Cardinals are up 40-32 with a minute 39 in the third quarter. Eagles get the rebound, and Marvin puts it up for two. Quay's got the ball. He's going to go over the timeline, but before he does, he's going to pass it back to Pridmore. Pridmore drives in, passes inside to Mayo. The ball's stolen by the Eagles, and Mays is going to take it up the court. And the ball gets hit to Quay's face, but it's back to the Eagles for two. Quay's guarded by Marpin. Back over to Pridmore. Over to Montez. He's going to drive in. He's going to pass out to Mayo. Mayo takes the three, and it's in. And the Cardinals are on fire for three-pointers. And I think the Eagles are going to take another timeout. And I'm Brody Hill, joined by Ori Phillips, Dallas Walker. This is Farm Cards Live Sports Network, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And we're back, Cardinal fans. The Cardinals have a lead of 43-36 with 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Eagles with the ball. Marpin's going to dribble up to the top and drive in, and he gets the layup and bounces in. Score is now 43-38. Cardinals up. Pridmore's going to try to take a little clock out. He's going to pass it over to Watson.
I think we've done a better job stopping McCone and Marpin. Again, I said earlier that they counted for much of their scoring. They still have. They got 28 of their 38, but I think we kept them contained in this third quarter, and that's a big part of why we're in the lead now.
Yeah, I feel like they just kind of were little Debbie Downers, kept making all those shots and keeping the deficit high on us, but I think, like you said,
Valenzuela gets the rebound. He puts it back in. And that's the end of the third quarter. Cardinals up with a lead of 45-38. And we're going to keep it right here. Guys, what do you think of this quarter?
Gosh, the third quarter, completely different than the whole first half. I mean, you look, third quarter, I know we can talk about Valenzuela.
25 points.
16 points, but yeah.
25 points, and in the whole first half they just had 20.
Yeah, and I believe Huntsville had 22 at the half, so they had 16.
It still wasn't a bad quarter for them either. We just picked up the pace.
Now, as long as we can play like this in the fourth quarter, the game's ours.
Huntsville can come back.
Yeah. As we've seen, Huntsville has shooters, and this is still a very close game. 7 points is, I don't think in this game is as comfortable as it may be in others.
The moment we let off the gas, it could get bad. Because, again, they've got so many scores. They got McComb, they got Marpin, they got Welchel, they got Mays. He could go off. He's been held to 4 so far. Their big men have only been held to 10, but again, it is a sign of trouble for them that 2 of their players have 28 of their 38 points, and then only 2 other players have scored. So we've done a nice job.
Now, I think this is interesting. I know earlier in the first half, one of their issues was they forced it to Shelley too much. They tried to go for the inside, and Huntsville played really aggressive on the inside, and it wasn't there. Now, we moved to the perimeter shots, and we're making a high percentage of those. The question is, do we keep doing what we're doing because it's working, or do that a little bit, tire them out some more, and then try and grind it in back to Shelley now that we've kind of moved away, maybe go for a little bit of an offensive change? What do you guys see?
And we're back from that timeout. Shelley's checked in for Mayo. Welchel's at the top. He's guarded by Shelley. Cones tries to go inside, but he doesn't get the pass. Cardinals are really clamping up on the Eagles. Cones tries to get the fadeaway, but it's off, and the Cardinals get the rebound.
I do think one thing that'll start to be a factor is that we have a deeper rotation, and that'll show because Huntsville will start to get tired because, again, they have only had 6 different people going to the game right now while we've had 8. And then we got others like McKinley, Landwehr that could make it 9 and 10. And Huntsville, in this game and in the girls' game, they haven't really shown to go deep, so I think fatigue could become a big part of this.
And the Eagles take the Farmington lead down to 5. Marpin's guarding Quay. He goes in for the layup and gets it. Great move from Marquavian Watson. And that takes the Cardinal lead up to 7. Marpin passes out to Mays. Cone's looking for someone to pass it to. He passes inside to Welchel. Welchel passes it to Watkins, and it is off.
Only downside is nobody was there for the rebound.
And Shelley blocks that. McCone spins, goes in for the shot, and gets the foul. And it looks like McCone's is going to get 2 shots to maybe take this Cardinal lead down.
I know we said this a couple times, but I don't necessarily agree with that foul. Valenzuela was standing there, arms out.
He was just standing there, Statue of Liberty.
Still as a statue. Kind of looks around after that foul. Barely moved any, but, whatever.
But when you're a quarterback, you have to be good at working the officials.
Yeah, I see you.
You got to be good at it. Just look at Tom Brady.
Hey, I can agree with that.
Cones gets the first one. It's 47-41 with the Cardinals up. Takes the second one, and it is good as well, making the score 47-42. Looks like Huntsville is going to go into a little press, and Pridmore gets the travel. That trap on Pridmore really worked, and created some pressure on the Cardinals. Looks like Eden's going to inbound it to Marpin. He's going to take the ball up to the top. Watkins passes it over to Mays in the corner, back to Watkins. Huntsville moves the ball around. Crones all the way over. Oh! Watkins tries to go in, passes it back out to Welchel, and that shot's off, rebounded by the Cardinals.
Pridmore with a little block right there, reminiscent of the LeBron James block. Packs it up right there against the glass.
Watson's heavily guarded by Marpin. Pass inside to Pridmore. Puts it back up. Watson puts it back in. Make the score 49-42 with 5:45 left in the fourth quarter.
Huntsville's got to start crashing the glass. They got to start making some stops.
Welchel with the ball. He drives inside against Shelley. Pump fakes. And Welchel gets the foul. And it looks like he's going to get some free throws. Two shots for Welchel at the free throw line. The first one is good, and the Eagles are chipping away at this Cardinal lead. Welchel's set to take the second free throw, and that one is good as well. He's 2 for 2 on the free throw line.
Right now, Farmington sits at 6 fouls, which is a slight area of concern.
Looks like Huntsville is going to take a timeout. And we're going to keep it right here. What do y'all think of that?
Now, I know, Brody, that we were deep into the discussion of the game earlier, coming back from the fourth quarter, and you seem to have dodged my question. But I think it may have been starting to answer itself a little bit. My question was, are we going to keep the up-tempo offense going, or give it back to Shelley and kind of pound it in?
Maybe it's best to leave it unanswered.
Maybe the basketball gods wanted to leave that unanswered to see what we were going to do. It appears so far we've kept up the up-tempo offense. Now with 5.5 left, will that change? I'm not certain. What's your take on this?
I mean, Huntsville, they're not afraid to get down there on offense and be aggressive and go get some shots, but until I start seeing them make some defensive stops on a consistent basis, I like Farmington right now. I think Farmington, they got enough key guys in the game that we've got them outmanned. I think we have a better rotation than them. I think as long as they can keep some good shots going, a steady flow, kind of chip away at that clock, because again, there is no shot clock, so they're not required to shoot it.
Right.
So as long as they can get down there and take some good shots, just get a few good points every now and then, I think we should be able to come away with this. But I don't want to jinx us.
And I don't think you necessarily have to go up tempo. You can slow it down as long as you're chewing the clock and getting good shots there at the end. So really, you have your choice. We can do either one. Let's send it back to Brody for the play-by-play.
Well, we're back from the timeout. Cardinals with the ball. Eagles only down by 6. And they're really guarding the Cardinals. A cross-court pass to Valenzuela in the corner, but the gap is closed. Passes inside to Pridmore.
Shelley wants the ball.
Pridmore loses the ball, but Montez recovers it over to Valenzuela with the 3, and it is off, in and out for the Cardinals, but it rebounded, and Quay goes in and gets the foul, but will not be a shooting foul, so it's just going to be an inbound pass.
I believe that was just a reach in.
Coach Myrick down there, not a big fan of that call. Kind of
Quay looking for someone to pass it into, inside to
Shelley,
and that's a great play by the Cardinals, making the score 51-44 with 4:54 left in the fourth quarter.
Been waiting for a play like that.
Marpin's going to dribble it down. He's going to dribble the ball for a second. Marpin still with the ball. He's going to pass it over to Welchel. Welchel over the corner to Watkins. Looks for the shot, but doesn't get it. Welchel takes the 3, and it is off. Rebounded by the Cardinals.
And I'm a little surprised. They tried to send it to Welchel and Mays and Watkins and a few of their other shooters. They haven't shot it as much with their playmakers like McCone and Marpin that really were helping the first half.
It looks like Quay picked up the ball, so that's going to go the other way. And Tony and Tyler Vollmer check in to the game, and Montez and Shelley take a seat. Marpin's going to pass over the corner to Slater. Watkins, he's going to go inside to Welchel. Welchel loses the ball, recovered by the Cardinals. Pridmore is going to dribble it down the court, pass it over to Valenzuela. He's going to shoot it and make it. A nice mid-range shot, almost behind the backboard almost. But it goes in for the Cardinals with a score 53-44.
Huntsville's got to realize that they're drawing near to their last couple possessions to really make an impact here.
The Cardinals are up by 9. Valenzuela pass out to Vollmer. Vollmer over to Pridmore. Pridmore goes inside, tries to get the layup, but gets the foul.
If he hits him here, this will make a almost insurmountable lead.
I wouldn't say insurmountable, but definitely close to it. One would make it 10, and the other one would make it 11. Either way, you're looking at a double-digit lead for us and deficit for them. The way they're playing, they don't inspire me much if they'd be able to come back from this.
No, you can just see. You can see it in McCone. You can see it in Marpin. You can see it in Welchel. My bad. They all kind of look dejected. Farmington's much more in this than they are. You saw Valenzuela after he hit that shot. He looked way more amped up than that entire Huntsville lineup combined. So
Marpin with the ball. He's guarded by Quach. Goes into Mays. Mays puts up the shot, but it's off and rebounded by Mayo. Pridmore's going to take it down the court. They're going to get him for picking up the ball, so basically a double dribble type foul. And Mays is going to pass it into Marpin. Marpin's going to go over the timeline.
Only 3 left. It's going to get close right here, boys. You're going to start seeing Huntsville really press and play aggressive. They're going to try and do what they can do.
Watkins inside, back out to Mays, and that shot is off. Rebounded by Vollmer.
Nothing but net, but not the right kind of nothing but net.
No, nothing but air.
Pridmore's going to go inside, over to Valenzuela. Tries to get the 3 off, but the gap is closed. Over to Watson. Back over to Vollmer. Pridmore now with the ball, guarded by Mays. Vollmer passes it over to Valenzuela. And Pridmore's getting double teamed. Back out to Watson.
They're just holding it.
I don't blame them.
Trying not to turn the ball over. If there's an open shot, take it. But
there's a foul by Watkins.
That foul on Slater Watkins, his first personal foul.
Vollmer's going to inbound it, and the Cardinals are going to keep possession.
Cardinals doing good milking the clock right now. It's hard for Huntsville to come back if they don't have the ball for much of the quarter.
Yeah, it's double figures at this point.
There's a pass into Mayo, and a almost reverse layup type play.
Grab your car keys.
That one may have all been sealed.
Out there.
Add to the Cardinals' lead. Marpin over to Welchel. Welchel's going to try to drive in on Mayo and gets the shot off. Not a bad shot by Welchel. And it looks like the Eagles are going to take a timeout. And I think we're going to take a quick break. This is Farm Cards Live Sports Network, and we'll be right back. And we're back, Cardinal fans. I'm Brody Hill, joined here with Ori Phillips and Dallas Walker here live from Farmington Cardinal Arena. It is the 4th quarter. Your Cardinals are up by 10 with 1:48 left. And
now, something I want to say here before we get too into the game. You hear this sometimes a lot in football. You talk about time of possession, how that can really, maintain and control the aspect of the game. Really, in this one, that's how it's been second half at least, and in this quarter.
I mean, I said in the first quarter that Farmington needed to do a lot better controlling the tempo, kind of calm down. It looks like they have. They've outscored Huntsville, at the moment at least, 36-24.
And it looks like the Cardinals are going to be in the bonus.
In the second half.
After that reach-in, Vollmer's going to get a free throw.
Yeah, you have to be happy with how the Cardinals came out and played the second half. Really, if you look at it, both Lady Cardinals and our guys' team both had a way better second half than their first half.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of put a lid on this, I mean, Valenzuela came out and had a great game tonight. At the moment, 18 points. I mean, it could get higher, but at the moment, 18. On the ladies' side, Kersey had a good game, 16. But really, it's just a really nice all-around night. I mean, certain people had really nice games, but it was just great team ball all the way around. I think Huntsville on both games, you know, they had lapses. The ladies' side, they played a little bit sloppy. And, I mean, on the boys' side, they did too, but it really wasn't prevalent until the second half when they just kind of let it slip. But overall, two really nice wins, especially for the boys' side against a tough Huntsville team that was undefeated before today. 99.99% chance they'll not be that way once they leave here tonight.
And I've been looking up at the points total, and I see that Danny Valenzuela has 18 points on the night.
Right. Yep. If you don't mind, I don't know if Danny is a nickname yet, but I'm going to give him Danny the Microwave Valenzuela. Because if you think about it, and what looked to be a cold, kind of slow start, tough going early on for the Cardinals, as soon as he started making those shots, suddenly it was like life. It was like heat was in the game. And suddenly it was a different type of ball game.
Microwave.
So shout out to Valenzuela.
After the game, just go down there and see what he thinks about that.
I'm sure he wouldn't be opposed to it. Well, looks like we got a minute left. Closing things out. Oh, again. Well, shout out to the padding on the basketball goal because Pridmore took a hard one.
So who's next on the agenda?
Next on the agenda, I believe, Friday. Prairie Grove.
PG. I think that's on the road.
At PG. It's going to be a big game.
I mean, come on, though. You can't really say, like, it is on the road, but it's a 5-minute drive. So we'll have plenty of people come out. If you're watching this at home, come out Friday, support Cardinals.
Yes.
I mean, statistically speaking, I'm 90% sure we're better than them in both. Like, I think because I saw the women's team is like 5-10 or something, but still, it'll be a tough game. Rivalries are always tough.
And Marpin gets a quick three right there, and Huntsville's going to take a timeout, and the lead is taken down to 5 with 32 seconds left. So Huntsville's looking for some
life. Trying to make something happen, and shout out to them. Maybe I don't know. We're going to have to see.
Well, we're going to keep it right here.
Well, judging by the crowd totals, I don't think a lot of people have faith in the 5-point comeback with 30 seconds left because they'll have to start fouling. Now, again, if I'm Huntsville, that's pretty much all you're left with. But if you're Farmington,
are in the bonus.
Now,
if you're Farmington, you want your best guys in the game, free throw shooting wise.
The problem with that is, from what I've seen, at least first half we made quite a few. The second half, I don't know, we missed some, and I feel like I don't think it'll be a big issue, but you definitely don't want to start missing your free throws there at the end of the game. That's the worst time to miss.
Yeah, you want your best free throw guys in there, and if that means taking some speed off the court, some size, some long range shooting,
right?
It's a worthy sacrifice. That looks like here that I don't know.
Looks like it's going to be Vollmer, Mayo, Valenzuela, Quay, and Pridmore in.
Kind of a Warriors type kind of small ball look for the kind of end out the 32 seconds, you know.
I can see that, I guess.
Yeah. They're going to look to foul here quickly.
Yeah, Huntsville's in the press. Looks like Vollmer's going to inbound the pass. And goes over to Pridmore. They're going to have to foul him quick. Watkins gets the foul on.
It's going to be 1-1, I think.
Yeah, they're in the single bonus as of right now.
They're going to show us while they practice free throws.
Oh, no, they're going to get 2 shots.
That foul sent them in a double bonus.
Ooh. Oh, no, I was looking at the wrong team. Yeah, they got 10 fouls.
Will makes these shots. I think, the lead.
Well,
I don't think they can come back from that.
Still 2 possessions
it's
right
2
now.
Possessions, but
makes another one. That that might be the icing on the cake.
Yep.
And there it is.
There it is. Well, with 29.8 seconds left in the fourth quarter, your Cardinals are up 58-51.
But a 3-possession game unless, of course, they can get a 4-point play.
Huntsville's got to be looking for a 3 right here. They go out to Watkins, and they go inside.
Kick it out. You want to kick it out.
They don't get the shot, and that, well, they get the ball back, but that I think that was a mistake by the Eagles.
13.5. I understand you want to take the best shot available, but at this current time, with under half a minute left, you really just got to take the 3-pointer.
And I don't think the Eagles have any more timeouts.
Air ball by McCone. That looks to be it.
And I think that's going to be it, Cardinal fans.
They're going to go down, though.
And one.
And Will tried to go up for the dunk right there, but
that one probably hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
I would have liked to seen it.
A little salt in the wound, but what was just a 5-point game just a second ago might end up being a double-digit win.
I got a little nervous there, just a tad nervous when it was 51-56.
You could see it on Vollmer's face. So when he's driving to the court, no, he wasn't just going to hold on to it.
Yeah,
I think he's thinking they're going to foul him.
I think that was the plan. But when you got an open, lane like that, you might as well. You're not just going to stop and get that shot when you're got a one-way ticket to 2 points, and in this case, 3.
But again, Huntsville, they had 2 pretty good games. The Farmington was just a better team. They showed it tonight. We had Huntsville their first conference loss on the boys' side. On the girls' side, we picked up a nice win against a team that, at least in conference play, hasn't been an easy out entirely. So nice wins. Carry the momentum in the rivalry game Friday against Prairie Grove.
I think this is big, trying to get that momentum, like you said, going into Prairie Grove, because it's a rival game. In my opinion, it doesn't matter what the record is. You can't, with rival games, you got to be careful. Because
you can't look at records.
Records, you might as well throw those out the window.
0-16 versus 16-0.
Doesn't matter.
Might as well be 8-8.
I mean, you look at Pea Ridge and Berryville. I mean, they're rivals. Not that. I mean, they're both pretty close, but still, my money would have been on Berryville, considering they're on a 20-something winning game streak or whatnot. But obviously, that didn't matter to Pea Ridge.
No, not at all.
So you better believe that Prairie Grove's going to try and come out with an agenda. Going to try to slow us down and stop us inevitably. But
you guys got any more before we get out of here?
Nice win, 2 double-digit victories, 61-51 here. The girls game 55-27. That's some nice wins.
Can't argue with that.
Well, I'm Brody Hill, joined with Ori Phillips, Dallas Walker. This is Farm Cards Live Sports Network, and we'll be back on Friday for your Farmington Cardinals matchup versus the Prairie Grove Tigers.
Battle of Highway 62.
Thank you guys for watching and staying with us and being patient during this broadcast. Make sure to join us Friday. Peace out.